Hello everybody and welcome to the Reza Guitars and Effects Twitch live stream. How is everybody today? Let's turn on the solder station. Get my gloves on and then we can start working ASAP. Hi Ashley. So, today on the agenda, it's not going to be too terribly long of a stream this time. I'm going to be working on a fuzz pedal that is kind of based off of the ram's head Big Muff. It's going to have an up and down toggle, eating the best pizza besides homemade. Sweet. It's going to have an up and down toggle over here that's going to be able to change it from a scooped mids to a boosted mids. I'm hoping this thing is going to be a shred machine. I built one in the past. I got it right here, but I used a different transistor instead of low noise, high gain. This one is a low noise, medium gain for the transistors. Excuse me, there are 4 of them, and it's alright. It's okay, but I really wanted this thing to be like a screaming solo kind of David Gilmour thing, so I really wanted that high gain. So I finally got them in. So let's work on some fuzz. And once I'm done making one of them, I'm going to throw it on the test platform, and we're gonna see how it sounds. So that's my goal for the stream. What's the name of the pizza place? Yeah, Chloe wants to say hi. My dog Chloe's laying down right next to me over here. There you are. Hi, Chloe. Hi. Good girl. Hi, Chloe. You want to go lay down? Go lay down? Ooh. Good girl. Okay. Go ahead and clean off this bad boy. Easy peasy. Villa Pizza in Mattoon, Illinois. Okay. Never been to Illinois. Alright, so let's get started with some 100 resistor, or 100 ohm, excuse me, resistors. There's one. Just 2 of them? That's it? Huh. Could have sworn there was more. Oh, there's gotta be more. Hold on. Just one. Holy cow. Why do I have so many sitting right here, I wonder? I don't know. But I just need 2 of them. Okay. How's the weather out in Illinois? What up, Nathan? Welcome, welcome. Just getting started on my fuzz. Talking about how I got the correct resistors in this time. R. Are you working on anything tonight, Nathan? So I guess I need 3 of these? 1, 2, 3, yeah. What did I say? A price of resistor. Yeah, I got the right transistors. I don't know what I said. Well, it's like 65 here in Wyoming right now. But there's still some snow on the ground. At least it feels like 65. I'm actually pretty warm. Folding laundry, watching TV. Seems legit. The joys of adulthood. So today's not going to be a terribly long stream, I don't think, because 8 o'clock local time over here, which is in a little less than 3 hours. I'll be reading my daughter to bed. "60 is the high, sunny, no breeze." Huh. It's like 65 over here and a little bit of a breeze. But there's snow on the ground. $820 ohms. There's one. Just one. Look at that. Nice hat, thanks. I love this hat. Boom, boom. Okay, let's start soldering this before all the legs get in the way. It wouldn't be Wyoming if there wasn't some wind. This is fact. Very, very true. A little too much solder on that last joint, but it's not a big deal. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Somebody moved my trash can way away. It was probably me, now that I think about it. But I'm still gonna say somebody did it. Solder up this other side, chop them off, and get moving on to the next value, which is probably 1K if I had to take a guess. Considering the last value I put on was 820 ohms. Whoa. Voila. Snip, snip. So yeah, the goal that I'm hoping for is that David Gilmour kind of sound. So hopefully this thing can deliver. I tried it with the lower gain transistors, and it wasn't what I wanted. It's fine. I'm debating whether I should swap out the original board that I made, if I should swap out the transistors, or maybe somebody wants the medium gain. Maybe it sounds good to them. Time will tell. 2.7K done. Next up is 10K. Now it looks like I got a bunch of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what are you guys drinking tonight, huh? Tonight, I've got myself some Shock Top, Belgian White. Please drink responsibly. And I am in no way endorsed by Shock Top. It's been a while since I've had one. So I'm just going to be putting on all these 10K resistors on here. There's a whole mess of them. Exxon Premium Unleaded. You'll have to tell me how that tastes. Miller Lite. It's what's here. Fair enough. Ashley was just talking about how she is having some of the best pizza she's ever had. From Villa Pizza. Mattoon, Illinois. I think you're right, because there are 4 transistors in here, since it's going off of the Big Muff Ram's head circuit. And I keep bending this out of whack. And last one. Okay. Now let's solder these puppies. Not like the puppies that are over there. I'm assuming you mean Mr. Pibb. Mr. Pig would be a strange drink. You don't have... Oh, they don't have Dr. Pepper there? Gotta step up your game, Illinois. I'll tell you what though, Mr. Pig, that's a funny name for a drink. Chloe, what are you barking at? Hey. What's wrong, Chloe? Hey, shh. What's wrong? Oh. Someone just walked in the front door, so she's going a little cray-cray. It's okay, girl. Ever the guard dog. It's okay, Chloe. Go lay down. I'll get you some Mr. Pig later. They call me Mr. Pig. Ah! Good reference, Nathan. Drinking Pumbaa from the Lion King. Two very good references. Oh no, just the one. I was reading the wrong line. I forget who plays Pumbaa, the voice of the original animated one. I know Nathan Lane does Timon. Good old Nathan Lane. Isn't he from New York? I feel like he is. I wonder what he's been up to lately. I know he does a lot of, like, Broadway. You don't hear much from him lately. Okay, I stopped off at 10K. I will forget if I don't remind myself. Oh, so he is from New York. That's what I thought. What a national treasure he is. One of my favorite performances from him is, yeah, Broadway has been all closed up since COVID, you're right. But my favorite performance of his, I think, might be The Producers, the movie with Matthew Broderick and Uma Thurman and Will Ferrell. Pretty star-studded cast, but I love that musical. It's real goofy, right up my alley. Only 118K? Then why did I grab like all of them? Two 18Ks. You ate at a really good Amish restaurant last night? Wow. What kind of food do they serve? I figured it'd just be like stews and steaks. Oh, Broadway's reopening this month, huh? Nice. Hopefully that's not a bad idea. Meaning, hopefully it's not catastrophic. That's actually, you know, Nathan, that's my second favorite performance with him. Mouse Hunt is what you're thinking of. I really do like that one too, but I think The Producers tops it for me in terms of like entertainment factor. But yes, Mouse Hunt is excellent. What a good show. Oh, I could see that. The Amish serving German food. I've never been to an Amish community, so I'm genuinely, this is not my territory here. 1, 2, 2. I was gonna say something. Shoot, what was I gonna say? Mouse Hunt, the producers, something with Nathan Lane. Buffet homemade, everything from spaghetti to fried chicken. I'm unfamiliar with spaghetti. Unless that's spaghetti. But yeah, Mouse Hunt is another good one. Then I don't know, maybe his maybe the Lion King is number 3. Yeah, spaghetti, that's what I thought. One of the dogs is horking something up. 56K. How many of these do I need? There's a pretty big Amish community in Pennsylvania near your in-laws. In a town called Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Legit. Hey. It's all good. Welcome. Oh, you're talking to text. Okay. And it's correcting everything. Yep. I believe Nathan's got a line of shirts out that's something like been there, done that. Holy cow. Let me fix this light coming in real quick. Okay. It was just right there. Okay. Let's see, Mouse Hunt was, I believe, 97 or 98, wasn't it? Or was later than that. Wait, was Matthew Broderick in that one too? I can't remember. Friends don't let friends voice to text, and autocorrect sucks too. That's funny. Oh, come on. Snip, snip. So, coming this Tuesday, I'm hoping. Maybe later. Things tend to ship a little weird out here, but I should be getting a web camera that'll film in 1080p with 30 frames per second, or 720p with 60 frames per second. And in the future, I'll ask you guys, which one do you prefer? When we could actually see, the differences. I mean, since I'm not playing video games or anything like that, I don't think the 60 frames per second is too critical. To give you that 1080p, I think would be better, just because then you can actually see what's on the boards and things like that. It won't look so blurry. and I'll probably get a secondary camera and like mount it on the an arm or something so it's pointing straight down at the project. Friends also don't let friends drink and email. This is true. Oh no, I was I was joking about the line of shirts, but I think you should probably start some. Get some merch up in here, Nathan. One, two, three. 3 of these 100Ks. Where's the fun in that? Drunk texting is super fun. Yeah, it's fun at the moment, but then when you wake up in the morning, you're like, uh-oh. Oops. I'm gonna try something right now. I'm gonna turn a fan on, but it's only gonna be blowing at me, because I'm like 10,000 degrees right now. If you hear the fan in the microphone, please let me know. I'll shut it off. Okay, maybe I won't turn it on because it's not plugged in, so never mind. So today I was watching Stargate. I put it on, I didn't finish it, but I've seen it about, conservatively, about 15 times in my life. I love Stargate. But I've never seen the show, Stargate SG-1. Yo, yo, what up, what up? Hello. Take me to your leader. How's the weather on Neptune? So 470K, how many of these bad boys do I need? Just 3? 4? 4. So yeah, let's see. You would have thought it would have been Uranus. You know, I know some emissaries from Uranus. Most of them I work for. Oop. Here I go, dropping resistors already. I've only had one drink and a sip. Thanks. The song's playing. That's actually not my doing. It's essentially like an auto app thing. I got some radio stations that will play music that is both Twitch and YouTube safe, so I don't get, hit with copyright, and it puts it in the chat for me. I also selected music that didn't have any words. And I did a synthwave playlist because it kind of matches the little theming I got. By the way, up here you guys could see a follower count. It says, what is that, 30 days to go, something like that. It's too small for me to read. It might even say 38, not sure. But if we reach 50 followers by Thanksgiving, that's when the timer will end. If we reach 50 followers by Thanksgiving, I am going to do a pedal giveaway for anybody who happens to be a follower at the time. So if you guys haven't followed already, go ahead and do that. And, I don't know, tell your friends. And with all these pedals that I'm making, by the time that window is up, I believe I should have quite a list to choose from. I think I'll have the Univibes up and going by then. That's real funny. I'm not going to read that out loud for, YouTube reasons, but that's for real funny. And if you're new to Twitch and you're not sure how the follow thing goes, it's the little heart. Doobie 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 doobie. I should have just done all the resistors. I took a quick peek and all I have left is the mega ohm. I could have just thrown that on there before I soldered everything. Oh well. Okay. So apparently I must work at Uranus, because that's how I would describe my work. Details on the Univibe. It is going to be an optical Univibe, so I'm going to have the LDRs, the light-dependent resistors, enveloped around I think I'm going to use a yellow LED. I wanted to find 10 to 20K all the way up to 1 mega ohm LDRs, but I was only able to find 10 to 20K all the way up to 2 mega ohms. I don't think that should really make a difference, but I've never really messed with LDRs before, light dependent resistors or photoresistors. So I'm gonna have to play around with it quite a bit to see if it gets the type of sound that I want. But definitely the Univibe's going to have a little bit of EQ and the rate and the depth and all that normal stuff, but I'm really gonna have to play around with it once I actually get in the LDRs. So I don't have too many details other than what I just said. So I am not going digital on this one, going analog. So hopefully that'll please people, but I'm also doing that because it was such a pain in the butt to get the FV1 chips, which, by the way, if you guys haven't heard, I got the FV1 chips and more, more circuit boards for the Nebulist. I got 20 of them. So after spending a king's ransom on all of those things, I should have more Nebulists up and running within the near future. But yeah, because the shortage on all the processing chips out there, I figured I better go analog with the Univibe. I was initially kind of nervous about doing a Univibe because, you know, that can be kind of difficult to do. It'll go poorly if you don't do it right. But doing some research on some other Univibes out there, it doesn't seem that difficult. And I say that now. We'll find out. So the 1 mega ohm. Just needed one of these bad boys. And then this will have been all the resistors. We'll start putting on the diodes. A lot like with the Resurrect. This uses one 5817 for the polarity, and then a bunch of clipping 4148s. I'm sorry, this one uses the 914s, I think. Yeah. So I used 914s, my bad. Oh, well, there you go, 914s. I just saw your question, Nathan. You don't own a Univibe, you need a Univibe. You need a... Sir, I need a Univibe. Okay. I really think those are going to be the next things that I focus on once I finish the batch of things that I'm doing now. Because I am very curious about the Univibe. I just have to get those photocells in. You're excited that the Univibe will be analog. Only recommendation is do something for the volume drop that happens with some of them. I don't know if it's as simple as a boost or what. I don't know. I've actually never used a Univibe, so it'll be a learning experience for me. Once I get it built, I can see what happens. I was talking to Nathan not too long ago, but I do have a whole slew of boosts that I can add to any circuit. So yeah. Yeah, the forward voltages pretty much are the same thing on 914s and 4148s. They're, Oh, I don't have that. I don't have my notes on me. But, oh shoot, I've said it in the past. Either way, the original RAM set called for 914s, and I figured just for the sake of, you know, doing things authentically. Okay, I need 4 of them. That's why I also waited until I had the BC550Cs as opposed to using one of the other transistors. I wonder. No, I thought it would have the forward. I thought it would have had the forward voltage on the package, but it doesn't. All right. So I'm actually getting pretty excited here because I'm about, I don't know, halfway done with the pedal, I would say, in terms of plugging in components. And I got the test platform behind me, got my amp over there. We should be able to test this out and see Let's see if it's a failure. Oh, they were literally made to duplicate the 914s, but with higher max voltage and current ratings. Huh, okay. You concerned your neighbor here on Neptune with your nebulous freak-out space expedition. Huh. He thought you were under the influence of booze. I hope the Nebulist is, like, creating cool soundscapes. I listen to some of the videos that you guys come out with that include the Nebulist in there, and it tickles my cockles. I don't quite know what that means, but it does that. You guys are doing some really cool stuff. For example, like, I don't know why I never tested it with, really high gain. So I was like, I wonder if it's even going to sound good with like fuzz pedals, for example. But then out comes James Whiskey Mike, and he destroys the scene with it in fuzz, and it's really cool. And then John mixed it with the conciliary. Sounds really good. 9 to 30 volt circuit, like most pedals, makes zero difference. Yeah. Match pairs if possible. Oh, that's right. You got some goodies for us, and we are forever thankful. Thank you, actually. Okay, so after I get these diodes in, pretty sure I'm going to go with the capacitors next. The first one of these pedals that I built with the medium gain transistors. Boy, I didn't... It's way too much. There we go. Got it. Yeah, with the medium gain transistors, they... Oh god, what was I going to say? The capacitors that I used on that one were like the greenies and all the other kind of capacitors that I had, because I didn't have every single value in the form of the box film capacitors. And I ran into the problem where the capacitors were starting to bump into each other. There wasn't enough space because they were too fat. And so I went ahead and reordered all my capacitors in the box film capacitor form. It cost me quite a pretty penny, but they should all fit very snugly together, comfortably. Whiskey Mike plays heavy and lush with light touch, makes magic. And you know what, though? He makes magic with almost always like 2 or 3 of your pedals, dude. At the same time. Anytime he pops on that magic 8-ball, it's like, whoa, and then the Beltsville. You played it with a conciliary. Ended up on the moon Triton. It was weird. Is Triton a moon? I thought it was Titan. I could be wrong. I am not one of these stellar overlords, so I bow to ya. Whiskey Mike is your spirit animal? I'll tell you what, that dude gets it. Like, meaning not understands, kind of gets it, but like he gets it, you know. You meant Titan, okay. Damn autocorrect. So let's start with 560 pico, I guess. How many of these do I need? There's one. This one will be a little greeny because I don't have the appropriate MLCC or the multi-layer ceramic. Doesn't matter what type of capacitor is used. You've used random types. Can't really tell. Not really, because this is a 9-volt circuit. Like these, a lot of people like using these box film capacitor ones because they fit very neatly in the slots. Okay, so like I can literally put all these capacitors in line where they need to go because it'll fit very neatly. So that's why they do that. But those are rated at like 63 volts. This is a 9-volt pedal at most, you know. So no, it doesn't really particularly matter. Some of them do have slight differences in audio quality. Like some of the box film capacitors, there are MKP or MKT, and then the PKT. It's a bunch of acronyms and letters. It basically means like slightly less better audio quality to slightly better, or signal quality rather. But it's so minuscule that only like real audiophiles will care. And then if it's like a high gain pedal like this one, you really won't notice any drop in quality anywhere because it'll just be fuzzed out anyway. So no, it doesn't particularly matter. Does it make a difference? Yeah, I guess. It's like, do you have to ride a bicycle that's, you know, made of aluminum versus titanium versus, you know, whatever? It's like, they're all bicycles, you know. You need to get the 8-ball out again. You've been neglecting it. Aw, that hurts. Yeah, that 8-ball's good. Some people will go with the really big, really fat, high voltage, old school paper and oil kind of capacitors just because, like, that's what they used back then. So people think, oh, classic tone, classic circuit, I need these types of things, but the reality is you don't. It's just more expensive that way. And to answer your question, Ashley, yes, I have decided that Jet, which is one of my my ladies from my artwork, is going to go on the pedal called the Resurrect. She's going to go on that one. Box film versus greenies is not much difference. Box or greenie versus electrolytic, there is a difference. Yeah, well, besides the polarity, yes. Usually worse. Don't use tantalum unless it's in the power section. Mojo parts. Big ass components. There you go. That's the term I was looking for. Mojo parts. There's a guy I follow on Instagram. He started a pedal company like a year ago, Reeves Electronics, I think it is, or Reeves Electrics. He's even making coffee now, but apparently he's doing well because he's cranking out the pedals like way faster than both me and Nathan, like way faster. Anyway, he does point-to-point electronics, which means he doesn't have a circuit board. He just literally, like, this resistor's connected to this end of a transistor, and, you know, etc., etc. It's just directly to the point. But it looks gorgeous inside his enclosures. Like, everything's just lined out in a grid, and it looks very pretty. And I missed one. But I would check his stuff out too. Reeves Electronics, most of his stuff is Fuzz, because they're simple circuits. The reason why I bring him up, though, is because he uses all the Mojo parts. So he will use paper and oil capacitors that are like the size of a Tootsie Roll, you know. Do you need that? No. I'm curious about his coffee, too. Both you guys have been making too much good stuff. Can't find the time to play them all. Somebody did a clone like that, point to point. Oh my god, you showed me. It was insane. It's like gazing upon Cthulhu. For but one glance will bring madness. It was really good. It was crazy. 2.2 nano. How many do I need? Just one. But yeah, the only real difference, Pedals and Coffee, you instantly liked this person. Reeves Electronics or Reeves Electrics or something like that. He's out of the UK. Go onto Instagram and look at his stuff. It is gorgeous looking. Like, he spray paints the inside of the pedal enclosure like neon green. The outside's just, you know, it's got a design, but it's like the silver kind of enclosure. But the inside is neon green, because what you want to do is open it up and look at his circuit. It's so good. I don't know what he charges, though. And with his creations, I kind of saw how the sausage was made, so to say. He uses a blue tack. He'll like take a little ball of it, put it into the enclosure, and then stick one end of the of like a resistor or whatever onto the blue tack. That way it stays in place. And then he'll put another end of blue tack over here with the other thing. And as soon as the two ends are touching like this, he'll make sure that they're set up just perfect, put a tiny little blob of solder, and then that's how they're connected. .8 nano. Got one, two, just two of them. It's really cool seeing the way that other people do, you know, the work. I was very impressed with how clean the inside of his looks. But point to point is something that, I don't know why, it kind of escapes me. It's like take out prepositional phrases, take out adjectives, only leave nouns and verbs in a sentence. You know, you can get the gist of the sentence, but it's like coming up with a sentence like that, or just speaking an entire phrase just with only nouns and verbs, like kind of screws with your brain. And that's how I feel when I try and think of doing a circuit like that, point to point, as opposed to having a circuit board. So this is 10 nano. I think I only have one. Yep. It's an art. That's the problem. That's the problem of reason to do point to point. Oh, I could see that. Yeah. I'll just solder these already. Get them out. You know, some people are really good at point to point. Like, obviously, this guy's got a knack for it. He's got a system in place and everything. But, I mean, speaking from the perspective of engineering it, some people just have a gift for it. And that's not me. I'm sure I could try. I like how neat and tidy everything fits on a board like this. I mean, look at how packed everything is in there. His circuits are simple compared to mine. In terms of, like, he needs maybe like 1/3 of the components, or even less, probably a 1/10 on some of his, because, you know, most of them are fuzzes, and fuzzes are just super crude. But again, it works. As a lawyers to as a lawyers to doctors, I say point to point is the only way to go. But as long as it costs a lot of money, right? You built one of the Fuzz circuits that Larry posted a video of. Was that the one that was in the mint can? Or whatever that was. It was only 5 or 6 components. That was easy to build. It sounded surprisingly good. Yes. Oh, I need the 47 nano. And then the 68. I don't need the tape that comes with it. That can go away. You pay extra if they add more points. Point to point to point to point to point. To point to point. So there's the 4.7, or I mean 47, not 4.7, and the 68 nano. But let me show you this. Right here, well, I'll show you from this direction. Right here you can see the greenie in the middle because I didn't have one of the little ceramic round brown ones, capacitors. But you see how nicely the other white box film capacitors go on either side of it. On the first circuit that I did, I didn't have these box film capacitors. Excuse me. So with that greenie in the middle and then more greenies that came out on the side, it was like fanning out like this, and I really didn't like that. And it's going to be the same story on this end. There's going to be a bunch of capacitors on either side of that, the greenie right there. I keep saying greenie, they're Mylar film capacitors. But they look like little chiclets, you know, green chiclets. Have you ever been to Dr. Court? Oh, no, wait. That was the other guy with that accent. You want your point-to-point Teflon, entombed in black epoxy so no one can enjoy it but me. And the enclosure has to be gold. Correct. They are affectionately called greenies. But if anyone wanted to get technical, which, you know, go for it if you want to. They are Mylar. Mylar film. .24 karat gold. Gotta keep that mojo. Gold does sound better than silver. It's a true fact. But the horsey sounds much better than non-horsey. I'll have to take your word for it. I'm not a clonman. I don't own any of the clones. Except I do own, what's it called? The Tumnus. And then a really, really delicious pedal called the Conciliary. Have you guys heard of it? I hear it can do some magic too. So this pedal requires like a whole slew of 100 nano capacitors. Like I think 6 of them. And since I'm building 11 of them, that's 66 right there. So I went ahead and ordered all my capacitors in basically in sets of 200. And at like 35 cents each, that the price goes up, you know. That's another advantage to the greenies. They're like maybe 5 cents each when it comes down to buying bulk, whereas these film capacitors, where I got them on Mouser, the cheapest one of the correct size that I could find, they were like around 35 cents, 42, around there. Mylar is a nice and shiny silver. So for a while, there were actually a difference in the circuits, like a minute change in some resistor and cap values in the silver versus gold. So then that probably gave you your difference in sound. Conciliary sounds foreign. I'm not paying for anything not made in the US of A. May as well be made in China. Yeah, that was a funny episode. I was actually at a Chinese restaurant when I watched that episode, and I was eating food and just giggling to myself, and I could see, you know, the people on the table next to me turn around. Oh, whoops. Do you know how hard it was to get permission to get Chuck Norris's tears? And don't get me started on the blood of Jimmy Hoffa. I didn't think that he cried any tears. So you didn't substitute it for unicorn tears then? It's right on the toe of the pedal. Okay, so I'm real close to getting this done. because once I get the regular capacitors on here, I'll have the transistors, I'll have the switch that I gotta put on there, the SPDT, the wires and the pots, and then we can test it out. By the way, while I'm doing this stuff, I'm just going to put up a little bit of a poll now that I got everybody here. Well, a lot of people here. So let's see if you guys can see this. And you guys can go ahead and do a little vote while I finish soldering and clipping up here. All you have to do is type in chat any of the numbers 1 through 10, and that'll cast your vote. By the way, here's a little tip to anyone out there who is finishing guitars, meaning putting finish on a guitar, that we found out, much to the chagrin of my dad, but if you are going to be sanding and then using what's it called, an air compressor to blow off all the sand, be sure to have a moisture trap or something to catch the oil that is used in an air compressor, because we found out that the finish, once we got everything all done, well, I should say once my dad got everything all done, we noticed like little holes, tiny little holes in the finish, and we're like, what is that? So we ended up having to sand everything completely down, because essentially the problem starts all the way down at the wood, and so we would have to sand everything completely off and do everything again. Well, apparently it was spitting out just little droplets of oil onto the finish when we were trying to use the air hose to spray off all the sawdust. So there's a little tip for you. So that beautiful finish that my dad put on there, had to sand it all off because it wasn't perfect. So now instead we're going to be wiping everything off with denatured alcohol. Yeah. Learn from people's mistakes. I feel more bad for my dad because, like, I'm telling you, he's doing everything to this guitar. This is like his baby, his project, and so it's like, well, I think the right call was to, take off the finish and start over. So it looks like we got a couple votes for the SG type. Hey, you know what I didn't do? I didn't test these transistors. Let me do that real quick before I make another mistake. In the meantime, while I'm doing this, I'll still leave that up in case anybody else wants to do a vote. And be sure to hydrate. Come on. No, don't get stuck. Okay. I'm just going to test these transistors real quick before I solder them on. Shouldn't take but a minute. Okay, that one's good. It doesn't show your vote counted. Strange. It should. It usually counts one vote once. It's just an Ames instrument, multimeter. I'm just doing the diode test, the PMP. Making sure that it's not going the improper direction, the energy. I'm sorry, NPN, not PMP. Sorry. Oh, what's going on now? The votes aren't in line with the words. So 2 is for SG/double. On my screen, I don't know what it looks like on yours, but on my screen, the 5 is for the SG/double cut. Unless you're talking about the 2 votes, because then yes, you're correct. Because the SG has 2 votes right now. The colors should match, so it's like an orange-orange. Yeah, I know it's not lined up. It would have been lined up better if I didn't put 10 options. Someone likes Strat. And then it looks like, oh, I'm guessing this is Fuzz Play saying the Explorer body. Okay, perfect. Yep, these all work. Let's go ahead and put the pole away. Space Ranger. Oh, you took a screenshot to show me? Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and plug in these transistors. Keeping in mind which direction is which. Maybe Firebird will move to #1 in your book. You know, I really dig the way that a Firebird looks. I've never actually held a full Firebird completely built and everything, so I don't know how awkward it is in my hands. I really like the way a Firebird looks. Might have to build one of my own, you know. You've been a Strat guy for 30 years. But you have an offset PRS Vela. Now that you're in love, might be your favorite. Huh. I really like offset guitars too because they're comfortable, but the Strats are also super comfortable. I think if I were to go with comfort, maybe the Strat style would be number one in my book. It's hard to say though. Offset's also very comfortable. Super easy to build and accurate enough for pedal work. Get one of the cheap component testers off Amazon. I'll look into it. Oops. Looks like my solder iron got a little oxidized. You'll get that on these big operations. One of her tellies has a Strat belly carve. It's pretty nice. You know, the Stormtrooper that I featured not too long ago, my Squire Contemporary telly, that has a belly carve as well. The belly carve I think is really nice. It definitely helps. But more so than that, the contour curve where your arm is touching the your strumming arm is touching the body, I think is more important. Because like if I play a normal telly that doesn't have one of those, or just like, you know, the standard telly, my arm gets rubbed raw because it's just a hunk of wood and you're rubbing right up on that. Like I got my Jimmy Page Dragon Telecaster upstairs, and I can't play it for too terribly long because of that, and also because it has the standard telly barrel saddles, you know, the brass barrel saddles, and I can't intonate it, so it really annoys me when I get to the higher notes. It's like, oh, that's off. I mean, I can intonate it, but not perfectly. I have to kind of get in the ballpark, you know. That annoys me. Beautiful guitar, though. Heh, rubbing wood. You know. More like a noob carve for me. If I'm on Larry Chipson's group on the Jump, knockoff Firebird that I rebuild. I don't know if I'm on that one. I might be on that one. I'll have to look. Yeah, comfort and playability, I think, are the real big factors for me when it comes to my favorite body type for a guitar. Because look and style will take a back seat for sure, in my opinion, for those things. If I can't play it for very long, what's the point? Not that I can play for very long, because I'm not very great, but... That's the one thing you hate about your core PRS. The violin carve has that lip on the edge, rubs your arms. Yeah, so does my PRS. It's not a core, but it's the this 35th anniversary one. That's more like the Paul's. What is it? The Paul's 24 or whatever. The Paul's SE. I forget what it is, but it's got the two. Little toggle switches that'll switch from single to humbucker. and then it's also got that violin little lip as well. Seriously? Wow. This thing only has one electrolytic capacitor. It's a 100 microfarads. Which apparently I didn't even grab, so... There we go. Then I'll put the switch on here, then we can put the potentiometers. Yeah. '24 to 08 or S.E. Paul's guitar. I think it's S.E. Paul's guitar. And yeah, I think you're right. Oops. This one electrolytic capacitor is going across the power terminals because it's sitting right up there. This being my first Fuzz and not an original design, I will take your word for it. Switch. Do I want to do the switch now, or do I want to do... No, the switch works. The switch is fine. You play with the guitar behind your head so you don't worry about the carve so much. That's valid. I guess that's how they do it over in... Where are you from? Neptune, was it? That's valid. So one thing I tend to do when I'm putting in these toggle switches is, I don't know if you can tell, but I kind of bent the terminals, the outside ones, a little bit inward, because when I slot it in here where it's supposed to go, it doesn't fall straight out. I can actually just kind of wedge it in there, angle it the way I want it, and then go from there. Be sure not to crimp it so much that you do some damage internally. Fuzz Place must play a lot of jazz. Yeah, they're the ones that play behind the head, right? The jazzers. Okay. You know, I don't know if anyone's actually tried playing behind their head. I don't think it's that difficult. In terms of, like, if you got your muscle memory down, it should be easy for playing a song. Or a part of a song, I should say. I don't know, maybe you can do a full song behind your head, but I've tried it when I was much younger with my very first guitar. I was surprised at how much easier it was than I thought it would be. For me. Your mileage may vary. It doesn't mean that I could play guitar well. It just means that, like, if I memorize hard enough, I could play something behind my head. What am I doing? I'm just finishing up on the pedal itself. I'm putting on the last components, and then I should be able to put it on the tester. It is 10,000 degrees, and I have to wipe the sweat off my face. Oh. I just looked on camera, my face was getting all shiny. Neptune, it's dark. Play a lot of Bob Seger covers. Keeps me happy in low gravity. Have I tried playing with the opposite hand? Yes, I am terrible. Like playing left-handed if you're right-handed. It feels like starting from scratch. Yes, because of that muscle memory I'm talking about. When I was younger, I broke my arm. My right arm, this one. I literally pulled a Charlie Brown. I think I told this story, but maybe you weren't here. I was kicking a soccer ball down the street, and I tried to, do a big kick, and my foot just rolled over the ball, and so I and landed on my arm. Broke it. And so I had to, this was like, I don't know, I was like 5 or something. 5 or 6. I was real young. And so I had to use my left hand for a little while. Then, short time later, I was all healed up, I'm just playing around, and I trip and fall in uneven ground, and I land on my arm again, and I break it again. So this time the cast had to stay on longer, had to use my left arm even more. I was predominantly right-hand dominant when I was younger, and so I had to start using my left for a lot of things, eating, whatever. So I found as I grew up, since it was at such a young age, when I started using both, that I tend to have less issues than most people using left versus right. Like, I still eat left-handed and things like that. Drink water left-handed, whatever. Anything that's real fine detail, like if I have to write, or anything that articulates around the wrist, I use my right hand. Anything that's a little more focused on power, or that articulates around the elbow, I tend to use my left. So like I can bat left-handed just fine, I can all those things. So, but because I haven't practiced playing left-handed, it is a little bit wonky for me. That happened to the 12-year-old who pitched for the Cubs. Get through the inning with wicked awesome trick plays. You're not talking that, was it Angels in the Outfield? The one kid, the movie with the kid who broke his arm and then he could like pitch like 140-mile-an-hour balls or whatever. But then Gary Busey hooked up with his mom. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Rookie of the Year, okay. Hi, Chloe. Would you like to go outside? Do you have to go potty? Okay. Let's go potty. Come on. Good girl. Okay, I think I'm going to do... What am I going to do? Let me find... So I need a A100, B100, B50. A100, B100. Oops. Okay. I think it was B50, right? My dog's still playing outside. That's not based on a true story? Angels in the Outfield is a baseball game where the Angels are helping the players. Oh, but the one kid can see it. Got it. That must be what it was. So real quick, I'm going to... Where did I put it? I'm going to test the resistance of these pots. Make sure they're not dead or crazy out of tolerance. B50, bingo. Yeah, it's a true story where Gary Busey just got with the kid's mom. Yep. Okay, that one's good. Let's see. Because of his mom's floater. I don't remember that movie very well. Rookie of the Year. What was it about the 90s and, or was it the 80s and 90s that had a bunch of baseball films? Like, there was Angels in the Outfield, there was Rookie of the Year, there was that, what's the one with that, oh, one of the players was, like, practicing voodoo or something. I forget. That was one of them laugh-em-ups. You're sure that Busey got down with a lot of moms? You know, you're not wrong. Okay, sounds like my dog wants to come back in. Come on. There you go. So let's go ahead and slot these bad boys in here. We're almost done. Major League, that's the one. There was Sandlot, but I don't remember what year that came out. I thought that was much older. But Major League was the one I was thinking of. Okay. So, in case you haven't seen me put any potentiometers in the past, what I like to do is just solder one of the points. That way, I can manipulate it up and down however I need to, based on and side to side, based on like alignment. Because when I do the enclosure at the end, if I drill the holes and these things don't line up just right, it becomes a pain in the butt. So by soldering just one of the legs, I have a little bit of wiggle room to kind of manipulate it the way I want. And I guess that'll work. So now I can solder the other legs, because if you were to solder all three of the legs at once, then it becomes much harder to manipulate it. Okay. For the love of the game, is that another baseball one? Sounds like it. I think I've heard of it, but I'm not familiar with it. Field of Dreams, heard of that one. What's the one where the players come out of the cornfield? Oh, Children of the Corn? No, that's not right. Field of Dreams. You gotta find some Neptunian tacos. Alright, man. Well, thanks for joining. Enjoy your tacos. If you want to see how it sounds at the end, if you're leaving, then be sure to come back and watch it after it's done on either Twitch or on YouTube. I finally started putting stuff on YouTube because I guess Twitch had a big leak of information, and so they canceled a lot of things, including the ability to upload directly to YouTube, and so they just recently got that feature back. So I've been slowly putting things back on YouTube. Oh yeah, always a pleasure. Ditto, ditto. Have fun with your tacos. I'm jealous. You're in the movie, Mr. 3000? You're one of the 40,000 fans with Bernie Mac comes up the bat. Wow. That's pretty cool. I've met a couple people over here in Wyoming. One of them, he was in Starship Troopers, of all movies. Oh, shoot. He was in Starship Troopers because most of Clandathu, the bug planet, was filmed in Hell's Half Acre, which is, I don't know, I think north of Casper, Wyoming. And so he was one of the extras there. And this other guy who owns, his name is Hank, he owns a bar and grill here. Basically, he's like one of 10 people that have a business here. But he was in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I guess there were a bunch of people walking up the street or something like that, and he was one of those. Or running away, I can't remember. That's legendary. Mr. 3000 is a masterpiece. I've actually never seen it. Maybe I should, huh? Next I'll be telling you I've never seen Die Hard either. They filmed part of it after the Brewers game. No autographs, please. Oh, bummer. Oh, us asking you for autographs. Well, I'd buy one. I made a boo-boo. I'm glad I only put one of the pegs on there. So, don't get me started on Die Hard. I know, I'm sorry. One of these days I'm actually going to watch it. Definitely before Christmas, or at least on Christmas. So my big boo-boo is I accidentally put a potentiometer in the wrong spot. The 100, the B100K was supposed to go here. I put the B50K. This is what happens when you start talking about Clandathu, the bug planet, and Mr. 3000. Little whoopsie doodle. Okay. So it's starting to, come on, there you go. It's starting to get, what's it called, oxidized. So I need to get some flux. It's hiding way back there. Okay. Put a little dab of flux on there. Just a dab. Be careful not to get any on yourself, because that's nasty stuff. You can kind of see it's getting a little bit of buildup there on the needle tip, but before that buildup was there, I just had this thing sitting on my desk, and I was reaching behind it to grab something, and I accidentally poked myself with the little needle tip there. And I was like, ow, oops, and I never washed it off. And then like over the next couple days I looked, I'm like, did a spider bite me? What the heck's going on? Like, it didn't hurt, but it was definitely like messed up. Looked like a kind of a not so good spider bite, you know. So, I mean, if you think you've come in contact with it, then just be on the safe side and wash off as best you can. Soap water over and over until it's, you know, all good. Little safety tip, I suppose. Chemicals bad. I know you guys come here for the hot takes like chemicals bad. Just got a little bit more solder to clean up in this little eyelet. There we go. Okay, perfect. I was able to get it off. No problems. Now I can put the correct one on there. Luckily, I had only done the one leg of the potentiometer. Otherwise, getting all three of them out is just a pain in the butt at the same time, because I only have one soldering iron, so it's hard to heat up or get enough solder off of all of them in order for it to just come out on its own. Usually there's a little bit of solder left, and you have to either really get in there, use a solder sucker, or heat up all three pins and then just pull it out when they all get all melty. That's a gamble. Odds are it won't happen. Whoa, that was hot. I accidentally, see, I've got two spools of solder, tiny one and a big thick one. And this one's mostly tin with a little bit of silver, no lead. But I usually get most of my solder from this. I just touch the tip and get a big old glob on my soldering iron. That way, this real thin one, I don't chew through most of it. So when I got the solder off of here, my arm touched it and it got pretty hot, as one would imagine. I should be wearing a respirator. The respirator that you're thinking of that I have is only for particulates as opposed to fumes. This right here is a fume sucker, so it's sucking the fumes out through a carbon filter. So the respirator that I have that you're probably thinking of that I should be using, it won't do very much for me in this case. Because it's fumes, not particulates, not like dust or, you know, anything like that. But thank you for the concern. That's why you'll see me just leave this thing here. You can see the fumes getting sucked in there. I'll just leave this here while it's, you know, boiling everything off. So let's see if everything's basically lined up. Actually, yeah, that's pretty perfect. Everything's basically kind of gonna line up just right in terms of height and all that stuff, so cool. And this time I have the potentiometer in the right spot. Oh, you guys excited? This thing's almost done. I just need essentially the wires now. So where's my roll of wires? There they are. Got my wire cutters and strippers. Not that kind of stripper. So let's start with green. This would be a way different show if I had that kind of stripper on here. Maybe I'd have more viewers. Black. I think I'm actually doing pretty good on viewers. I got 7 right now. That's pretty good. At least according to this, it's 7. I don't know. Maybe people are dropping in, dropping out. Yellow is next. I color code all of my wires. For example, green is input. This kind of purpley blue is output. Red is power. Black is ground. And for general components, I use like yellow and white, depending. Usually switches and stuff is yellow, other things white. Yeah, I'd hit 50 subscribers very fast if it was that kind of show. Since I do work at a coal mine, we pre-strip coal, meaning that we strip all the dirt off the top layers of the coal and everything. So you'll very often see like bumper stickers that say like support your local strippers, and then it'll show a haul truck. So we got a bit of that humor out here, you know. Just cutting wires right now. And then 1 red. Okay. We're so close. I'm excited. Can't wait to see what this sounds like with the high gain. If any of you were here from my other live test that I did of the Resurrect, I kind of feel a little bit guilty because I basically turned the gain knob all the way up and just kept it there the whole time. It wasn't that much of a, it wasn't that good of a play test, if you will, because I just cranked the gain and it's like, yeah. But I was looking up a list of people who have used the Mesa Boogie, not necessarily the rectifier, but used a Mesa Boogie in the past. In that list, you know, you find your usual, like Linkin Park and Rammstein and stuff like that. But then you also see people like Paul McCartney on there. It's like, ah, cool. More gain is more better. But yeah, I mean, when I'm showcasing a pedal, I should at least, you know, show off all of it. I'm pretty sure it'll get nice and sweet, too. I always envisioned it as a, you know, just metal tones in a box. Oh, so close, so close. I don't want to get too excited and start making mistakes. Oh! You know, I really like the information that 5-watt world guy has. Like, he's very knowledgeable, does his homework, you know, does his research. The only thing I dislike about his videos is that it's so read off of a script that, like, it can seem incredibly boring. But I do like watching his stuff. I can't be remotely tired or I'll start falling asleep because it's a bit of a drone when he's talking. I wish he was slightly more lively, but you know, he does have really good information. Very dry. Yeah. But he does have good videos. I mean, it probably says more about me than it does him. Like, I got that goldfish kind of conscience. It's like I got like 5-second memory span kind of thing. The dual rec is kind of meh. It's clean. Marks are way better. It is kind of Nap City, huh? But the info is stellar, yes. Yeah, I do like his content. Good stuff. Oops. Silly me, I don't even have the wire ready. Like this, I have to be a little bit careful so that I don't burn the potentiometers or anything else. Okay. He did one on train wreck amps and you loved it? I'm unfamiliar with train wreck amps. Oh, you guys get hyped. I've only got 2 more wires. You weren't familiar with them until that episode? I'll have to take a look. Are you talking you weren't familiar with Trainwreck, or you weren't familiar with 5 Watt World? I think you're talking Trainwreck. Okay. Yeah, Trainwreck. I'll have to take a look because I'm unfamiliar with them at all. Are they American? Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here is one of the completed and washed out, apparently, fuzzes. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put this thing up on the test platform. Please talk amongst yourselves. Let's turn off the soldering station, because who needs that? And if you haven't seen the test platform before, it's basically like this. It's got these screw terminals right here where you put the these wires. That way I don't have to have this thing in an enclosure before testing it out. Hurry, you've got to go to bed. 3 a.m.? Holy. He was the definition of a mad scientist, huh? Very small and the guy died? That's unfortunate. I like those mad scientist kind of like creators out there. Whether it's for pedals, amps, whatever, it doesn't matter. Doomsday devices. Okay guys, I have everything set up. Let's go ahead and plug her in. Oh, man. So let me turn off the music. That's not the music. That's the music. And I'm going to put up the poll one more time while I go upstairs and grab a guitar because I didn't bring one down. Sorry, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So let's go ahead, plug Shelly in. Shelly is the name of my guitar. Let's see, 0 reverb, master. Everything pretty much at noon. Bypass. Let's give it power. Okay. Let's get rid of that pole right there. Let's go ahead and move this out of the way. Are you gonna go all crazy on me? Okay, so this right here is Shelly. It is my wonderful, wonderful guitar. It's the only one that I have with a Floyd Rose. It's a Squier Contemporary Strat. Let's see. Space travel devices are popular on Neptune. Let's see, the Trainwreck guy, in your opinion, did not only have Mojo components, but he was also... Oh. Okay. I did get the Magnetone. We're not going to play out of the Magnetone yet. That's upstairs. I might do a separate video on that, but it won't be a live video. It'll be something a little more curated. So, let me go ahead, switch sides here. Ugh. Hopefully you guys can hear that. That's just a clean tone out of this little Supro amp. So, let's go ahead and activate the pedal. I got all the knobs turned down. So this probably volume. Okay. Okay, so right now I've got the volume, what I'm assuming is the volume all the way up. The EQ is about middle, the tone knob, let's see, yeah, it's about middle. But then when I turn up the sustain, it. So the sustain is all the way up right now. Tone is kind of in the middle, and the volume is decently high. Guitar is out of tune. Sustain about halfway. Tone knob all the way up, so volume decently high, sustain about halfway, tone all the way up. Tone all the way down. Tone's back somewhere in the middle. Sustain all the way up. All knobs all the way up. Okay, now let's flip the toggle switch because I think it's been on the mid boost side. Yeah, so with the toggle switch down, oh hey, the Jazzy Sparrow, welcome. Thanks for the follow. So right now we got the voicing on the scooped mids right now. So this should be kind of a slightly modified version of the Ram's Head Big Muff with it in the down position. Okay, everything's pretty high, even the tone is a little bit on the brighter side. Now let's boost the mids. Yes. See, this is the kind of thing I was talking about when I wanted a fuzz to really cut through the mix and be a killer like solo machine thing. If I could play David Gilmour right now, like I would try. You know, I would do that kind of flavor thing. I can't really play guitar very well, so I'm really happy with what's going on with this one. And let's see. The Jazzy Sparrow, I just created a fuzz pedal, is what I did. Like I said, it's based off a Big Muff Ram's Head because I was going for, I'm very particular about my fuzzes. And I don't like when they're real gated and sputtery and whatnot. I like the 4 transistor, high gain, just really cut through the mix, kind of David Gilmour solo stuff. So I tried to make one, and right now I'm testing it. It's almost the end of the stream. Thanks for joining up, but yeah, if I could play David Gilmour, quote of the night. But yeah, let's crank up the volume just a little bit again. Whoa. Pardon my playing. So this is with the sustain all the way down. We got the mids boosted, so let's cut the mids. Normal ram's head. Let's turn the tone just a little bit down. That's way too low. Let's add some more sustain. That was just adding a little bit of sustain. This is full well, except for the tone, this is full everything on scooped mids. So I'm pretty pleased with how that came out. David Gilmour, he was in The Who, right? Yeah. More gain, more better. So this is kind of what I was looking for. I have the other one right here. I even used white wires instead of black to identify that this is the one with the medium gain transistors on here. It was okay, but this is what I was talking about. Yeah, we are. We are, Jazzy Sparrow. Never seen how it's done before. Well, I'm just about done with this stream because, it's a school night. Got to get my daughter up in the morning pretty early. But once I'm done with this, if you go back, you can watch me build the entire pedal. So, yeah. I am pretty close to ending here. In fact, it's about 10,000 degrees in here. I think I'll probably wrap things up. I want to thank everybody for stopping by, for watching. Jazzy Sparrow, I know you just got here. Thanks for the follow. If you guys see this up here, the follower count, when that reaches 50 within that day count right there, which is basically Thanksgiving, I will do a pedal giveaway. So thanks for contributing to that. So nice. You'll try to catch my stream next time. Cool. Yeah, and since you followed, it should warn you when I'm up and around. They have some beautiful zebra wood guitars in the works right now. Yes, actually, I have some of the components down here. I could whip them out real quick. So, please don't fall. I'm going to turn my music back on since I am done with the demo portion. And I'll go grab some of those zebra guitar pieces real quick because they're just in this other room. So this is going to be a real treat for anybody who hasn't seen these before. Oh, hey, we got 10 viewers. Welcome, everybody. So we got these in the works right now. If you like Les Pauls or single cuts, we got this Zebrano made body right here with binding and everything. The entire guitar is going to be made out of the Zebrano as well. See? And it's notoriously difficult to work with because it splinters between the two different colors. So we got to be real careful when we're doing all the sanding and finishing and everything and the cutting. But the cool thing is, I think the coolest part about it, rather, is all the accoutrements and everything that we're going to install on it is going to be black and gold, but we're going to mix and match them. For example, on the headstock, we're going to have black, gold, black, gold, black, gold. tuners. Here are the tuners. So we're going to mix and match them. And same thing with pretty much every other component, every other bit of hardware. Like the knobs, we got these, I'll just open this up. We got these very nice black metal, heavy metal knobs with mother of pearl in them. And then we also have, where are the gold knobs? We got these metal chunky gold knobs too to go with it. So we're going to mix and match the black and gold knobs. We're going to mix and match the black and gold tuners. All the hardware, including screws and everything, it's going to be mix and match gold and black. Even the, here we go. Even the P90s that we're going to put on there. Gold pearlescent, and then we got a black and white tuxedo pearlescent one to go with it. So if you guys haven't seen this, that's what we plan on doing with it. My dad today was, yeah. And the cool thing is these P90s are the size of humbuckers. So it fits a humbucker route, which is what we got in these. So if you ever feel like changing it out or whatnot, you don't have to reroute this for a humbucker size, because it already is. These P90s are humbucker sized instead of P90 sized. So yeah, that's all the exciting stuff. I want to thank everybody for coming onto the stream. I want to thank everyone who interacted with me. This is awesome. Where is it? There it is. The Jazzy Sparrow, thanks for the follow. It really helps. So yeah, if you're curious about how I made the pedal, go ahead and check this out after it's published, and you know, watch from the beginning. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, you bet. So all the socials, I got an Instagram. It's Reza Guitars and Effects, all one word. If you're into Instagram, post a lot of pictures of the production of these things. We have a YouTube page where we put up, I've been putting these streams on there, and also we put up some demos of, some poorly played demos of some of our stuff. I'm not a very good guitarist, I fully admit it 100%, but I love it when I give the pedals to people and they, you know, they really showcase what they can do. Like, I can't wait to see what you guys can do with one of these. And yeah, thank you everybody for joining the stream. This was fun. Now it really is 10,000 degrees in here, and I think I'm gonna wrap this up here because I'm dying. So thanks again, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and throw up the poll in case anybody wants to vote on that one last time. But I bid thee adieu. Good night, everybody.